Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. I have a pretty cool announcement for you today. You've probably already seen the title. Before I get to it, I'm going to kind of explain some of the other purchases that I've made that kind of led me here. And the first one's going to be this right here. Exactly a year ago, I posted a video about paying $10,000 for this T17. I had a lot of bad feedback from a few people on IG who were just kind of whining about the fact that I paid that amount. I'm not sure why. They weren't involved in the deal at all. I bought it for my personal collection, and I'm glad that I did. And at the time, there were several people wondering why I bought it for $10,000. It's just a Typhlosion first edition. Well, some of it was justified by them saying that it went for auction at $7,000 and nobody bought it. So then the seller relisted it a month later, auctioned $7,000, or you could buy it now for $10,000. I went ahead and hit that buy now button because from my experience as both a buyer and a seller, anytime you see something with zero bids and it's high priced, a lot of people are weary. They're skeptical. They don't know if they want to buy it. But as soon as someone bids, as soon as one person bids, then everyone else who's interested, especially in a rare low pop item like this, they're thinking, you know what, somebody's going to buy this and it's going to disappear. And then you get into a bidding war. I didn't want to do that. I went ahead and paid the premium, bought it for my personal collection, and set it back. And I haven't regretted it since. At the same time, Lugia from the same set was about $2,000, and I believe it just sold for $50,000. And I offered $50,000 to someone else for one, and they actually, I mean, they were like, nope, not selling it. So that card has got to be even more than $50,000, and who knows where the T17 is now. And there's no hyping these kind of sales up. These are just the facts. And at that time, this was the most expensive Pokemon card in my collection. Before that, this was the most expensive card. It wasn't even a Pokemon card, it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card, a Blue Eyes White Dragon LOB. I personally graded this one myself, and so when I bought this, it became the new highest value card in my collection. It was actually the most money I've had ever spent on a card at that point. And it was because I didn't have this one in my collection yet. This is the Gem Mint 10 base set Charizard. For those of you who aren't aware, there are several sales now confirmed over 200,000 for this particular card, and there's offers out there for even higher. I've even heard rumors of a $300,000 offer from Gary, but I'm not completely in on that offer, so I don't know if that actually happened or not. And I've heard of really big offers for the complete first edition base set. And the reason, you know, I did have a first edition Charizard. You guys know that I have a ton of first edition Charizards. I had a 9 in my collection. At the same time this Typhlosion was $10,000, or that I paid $10,000 for it, it was about a $5,000 to $7,000 card. So you can kind of understand where people are coming from. Like, why would you pay $10,000 for this card? And the reason I did was because it was really rare, and I knew the longer I waited, the more this card was going to increase in price because there was a lot of people looking for it. Now, shortly after I bought the Typhlosion, I bought another card that was of high contention, this Venusaur. I paid $3,500 plus about $6,500 in trade. Just a Black Star promo. At the time, you could buy those sealed packets with this card in it for like $60. In fact, I was selling them for $60 myself, and they weren't selling on Troll and Toad. Can't get it for that now, but this card is like a pop 6 or 8 or something stupid low out of like 500 of them. And the only way you can get it is one of those little packets, and half the time those things are bent up or the card itself is stuck in the glue seam. I mean, it's a nightmare to grade. And I went ahead and got this card and I secured it away. And again, this is another one of those cards where people were just talking bad about me because I paid so much for a card, and I let you guys know the facts. And you know what? If you'd followed my trend, I guarantee you, not my trend, if you'd followed my lead and bought these same cards for the same price at that time, you'd be doing really good for yourself. Because I haven't really talked about it since then, but a lot of people realize that there's a lot of historic value in big name cards like this, and they're going to continue to increase in value. Now, for today, the card that I want to show you that has now reached 6 figures, and I'm going to tell you why I think it has reached 6 figures, is something that some of you probably already guessed because you've been watching my want list. And it's the shadowless Charizard Gem Mint 10. So the only difference, if you're new to the channel, between this card and this card is this little stamp right here. It's the first edition stamp. There was a shadowless print run that was only very limited that was only available for a very limited time when base set come out, and then after that print run was done or whatever, they put shadows on the side of the card, and that's how all of the following unlimited runs of base set were done. And so these are, it's very tough to find these cards, especially in minty condition. And with Shadowless Charizard, it's actually got a pop less than half of the first edition in Gem Mint 10. And guess what? Gary, Real King Pokemon, he actually has a dozen of them. So, I mean, he's got 20% of, more than 20% of the entire world population in his collection, and he's not selling. I've tried buying from him, but he won't sell to me. He said, a few times I thought maybe he was considering it, but he's looking for bigger game, I think, and he tries to sell them to people that can help promote the hobby. Now, for me, I've been looking and looking and looking and looking. You guys have been watching videos, have heard me make public offers of $25,000, $50,000, and $75,000 on this card, and basically I haven't got anywhere with those deals, and a lot of deals have fallen through. There was one of these that just recently went in auction for $70,000. Kind of a cool comparison, right? $70,000, I paid $100,000. This one people thought was $7,000, I paid $10,000. The reason that auction I didn't buy that one is, one, because my bid was blocked. Gixon said I was not eligible to bid on it, and I asked the seller, why'd you block my bid? She said she didn't do it, but I don't know. It was kind of sketchy. There was several different backgrounds on the pictures. I was willing to take the risk, and as long as I had my buyer protection. And there was several other factors that were going on that kind of made it like not as good of a deal as me buying this one. The buyer or the seller themselves was very low feedback, and they did respond to questions very well. But I'll tell you, I've been scammed before, where the seller was very fluent and they were answering questions. So I hope that whoever did buy that one got it, that everything was legit and they just got it for a good deal. I don't know why I couldn't bid on it. I should have had no problems bidding on something like that, but my bid was blocked. So I mean, it would have went for more than $70,000. But you know what? That it didn't go through, and I'm glad that I didn't bank on that one, because at the same time I was in talks for this one, and I paid over $100,000 plus I traded something else for this card, and I think that's a very good price still for this card because of how rare it is, the historical significance of it. And I've been told there's been two $125,000 offers, $135,000 offer, and there's someone who's wanting to pay $200,000 for two of these. I don't know how true any of those offers are, but for me it's irrelevant because I bought this to put it into my personal collection. It's going to be set back and it's gone. It's off the market. And I think that's what's happening to all of these Charizards. So even if, say, the market is $70,000, who's going to sell it next for $70,000? I don't know who's going to do that. So if you're looking to buy one of these, you might as well go ahead and dig deep and pay the extra amount for the one that you can find available, because they're so hard to find. And we'll just see how it goes for a year from now. Maybe we'll do another update where I'm paying, something crazy for another card. I can't see myself paying 6 figures for another card that I need off the list, but who knows by the time we get around to a year from now, because Pokemon has exploded and grown so much in this past year. And I hope that those of you who are watching haven't been left behind, and that you've actually been engaged in the hobby and trying to work with different things, even if you're just doing something like collecting evolutions. Everyone's known this has been a killer set for so long. That's why I was in print for 4 years, and now it's finally starting to grow, and it's gonna. I think this set still has a lot of room to grow because of the Charizard that's in it and a lot of other reasons. I mean, it's a fantastic set. It's a home run. It's not as good, I believe, as the Japanese set on like how they printed it, but the fact that it's English and it has a Charizard that has this same artwork in it is awesome. And you can still get the packs for relatively cheap. So before I end this video, that's really all I have to say about this vintage stuff. I just wanted to tell you guys, what I paid for it, keep everything transparent. But now we're going to open up some of these evolution packs. I'm hoping we pull us a Charizard. I think that would kind of put some icing on the cake, but we'll just have to see. I'm not going to show the code cards. These are from that same box that I've been opening up for a while now. 1, 2, 3. I don't think we pulled any Charizards yet. I believe we pulled like a Venusaur EX or something. I can't remember. There's a Electabuzz, Vulpix, Sandshrew. First, we got a Zapdos. See, this Zapdos, it was the first legendary bird to ever come out in a set. Fossil had all three, but Zapdos got its initial printing in the base set, and it looked just like this. Same type of foil, all of it. The only thing that's really changed is the playability, because they added HPs and it made the attacks a little better. But the rest of the card is pretty much the same. There's a code. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm hoping for Charizard Spirit Links or holographic or reverse holographic Charizards. Now Mewtwo was done a little bit of an injustice in this set. It should have been a holo, but the reason it wasn't was because it had, well, I assume the reason it wasn't because it had both a pre-release, I believe it had a pre-release, but it was definitely in the theme deck. It was one of the main cards. It had a 3D shard version there, so maybe they just went with the non-holo to give it, you know, a little something different. Definitely makes for non-holos a little bit more exciting if you don't have a holographic pack, because I mean it's definitely the best non-holo. All right, so there's a code. 1, 2, 3. It's a Poliwhirl, Brock Grit. Let me know what you guys think. Would you have paid over $100,000 for the shadowless PSA 10 Charizard, or am I just nuts? It's going into my personal collection. You guys gotta understand, I've been looking for this card for about a year now. And then the last time I missed one in auction, it went for, I believe it was like $25,000, and at that time it was, you know, a crazy deal. Like people were going nuts on the fact that it went so high. So I paid more than 4 times that. Haunter. Oh, we got another holo. There's the Ninetales. The shadowless version of Ninetales, as many of you know, has that came from theme decks. Some of those don't have the 80 damage right there, which that says 120, but on the original print it was 80. And then there were some that come out of Brushfire theme decks that had no damage there. I'm still looking to pull that one on camera. I do have a sealed no damage Ninetales deck, but I'd love to actually pull it myself. Got reverse holo Porygon. Ooh, we got us a Mega. We got the Mega Venusaur EX. It's really nice. In general, these grade very easily. Like the full arts do. The holographics, not as much. That's why I think the Charizard is so expensive. You guys see the last round of PWCC? Golly. I think it was like 3 of those things. One of them was over $6,000. It may have been all 3 that were over $6,000. I was watching it, but I wasn't watching it that carefully. I kind of just stuck in my bids, and I won a few items. In fact, I won another really tough PSA 10 card that I'm going to show you guys in another video soon. Got the reverse holo Fire Energy and the Dugong. And I was happy on the price. In fact, it's been talked about on a few forums already. The price that it went for, that it was low. Alright, here we go. Last pack. Super Potion, Charmeleon, Venusaur Spirit Link. We didn't get any secret rares in the uncommons. Staryu, Metal Energy, got a reverse holo Ghastly, then a rare Dugtrio. So we didn't end very good, but hey, we did alright. We did 3 out of what, 6 packs or so. So I mean, that's pretty good odds right there. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget, I have a PSA 10 want list down here in the description. Just go check it out. These are for PSA 10s, unless it's noted for a low grade off to the side. So if, I know many of you have sent me an email saying, hey man, I got these cards, they're minty. I'm not looking for mint cards. I'm looking for gem mint PSA 10 ones. Those, that's the ones that I'm paying a premium for right now. And still need several cards from many sets. There's several tabs down there. Just check them out. Let me know if you got any of them. And I hope you guys enjoy your day. Don't forget the code if you go to trollingtoad.com. And I'll see you guys around.